Hi, my name is Alan from Alan Wee Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about $1 million HDB flats. Can buy or buy. For the past 2 years, we have been reading about $1 million HDB flats, setting record prices again and again. This one I really be tahan. I really say many times that $1 million HDB flats are very common with more MOP HDB flats in the market. Yet at the same time, nobody seems to write about mass market condo hitting $2 million today. And record high have been achieved one after another. So irony. Anyway, I'll be discussing if HDB flats are worth paying $1 million for. But to some, it's overly rated and a big bye-bye to them. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the discussion. For today's discussion, I'll be zooming into Ang Mo Kio town to study the $1 million flats. I'll be exploring where are they and what kind of attributes they have that are appealing to home buyers. Let's start with the executive flat first. All these data are sourced directly from HDB website. We can see that mature HDB flats in Ang Mo Kio are still sought after for their space, even though most of them have a remaining lease of 70 years. This means they are about 29 years old to date. Not unusual, jumbo flats are also sought after. For those who don't know what is jumbo flat, they are basically 2-3-room flats combined together. I recall I sold one 2 years ago for 930,000. This flat is damn huge. It measures 160 square meters. It comes with 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and 2 utility rooms. You can technically live like a king inside. Other $1 million flats include 5-room flats. They are not surprisingly mainly newer flats that are less than 10 years old and have a remaining lease of 90 plus years. They can be found in most parts of Ang Mo Kio. Some of them include the latest kids on the block, Block 455 clusters. These blocks are also known as Tek Gee Park View. There are a total of 3 blocks that tower up to 40-story high. There is a mixture of 3, 4, and priced 5-room flat in this cluster. In terms of prices, they are already more than 1.1 million, and it's a matter of time before they are going to touch 1.2 million soon. Some of you here will say, Alan, siao lah, pay 1 million for HDB flat, might as well I buy private condo. Sorry today with $1 million, you can't really get anything. Let's go back to reality. Do you know why are they sought after? Well, let's take a look at the view from the high floor unit. The city view already win half the battle. Secondly, most such $1 million flats are located in mature HDB estate. They are near schools and amenities. Similar condos in such location would have easily cost double in prices. Thirdly, HDB layout is the most functional in my opinion. Bedroom size are decent, with an enclosed kitchen with a yard area and spacious living room. The best part, there is no balcony space except for the 2 square meter aircon latch. I think this is still acceptable. For HDB buyers, they pay for every inch of space they can use. Cheap and good. The only limitation is the MOP and the various restrictions in place to own a HDB flat. So much on the $1 million flats. What better way to run through some numbers to see if they are worth buying at $1 million? For today's discussion, I will dive into 7 HDB clusters in Ang Mo Kio. The intent of this discussion is to find out if $1 million HDB flats are worth buying. We always read the headline about mind-blowing $1 million flats and concerned if there are any property bubble. Unfortunately, nobody seems to be running their numbers to make sense of it. That's why for those who follow my video, I'm very sure you will learn something after watching them today. For the start, let's go to the executive flat in Ang Mo Kio. They are located across the town. Let me average out its age, balance lease, selling price, sizes, and most importantly, its per square feet, which is what we are interested in. These executive flats are 29 years old and have a balance lease of 17 years. It costs $1 million on average and measures 152 square meter. In terms of PSF, it measures 611 PSF to account for its size and its balance lease. As for the jumbo flat, they are slightly older at 44 years old. They cost $1 million too and measure 570 PSF. If we compare the 2 PSF, does it make any sense to you? Hold on first, we will come back to it later. As for the only DBSS at Ang Mo Kio, which is also known as Park Central at Ang Mo Kio, They are 13 years old with 86 years of balance lease. The selling price is 1.1 million as of today, and it costs 889 PSF. Here, for this study, I've also included matured 5-room flats that are 29 years old and with a 70 years balance lease. This to give our analysis some context. They are selling at 880,000 on average or 629 PSF. If you are a buyer with limited funds, I think such homes will suit your family needs because most of such homes that were built in the late 1990s to early 2000s are very livable. Most recently, I sold such flat in Bukit Panjang for a good price, especially high floor units. On the other hand, there are older 5-room flats that are 43 years old. They are less with a balance lease of 56 years. This means they were built in the late 1970s to early 1980s. They are mainly those on point blocks. They are currently trending at 920,000 or 657 PSF. Seriously, I think these prices are very good price for a flat with a depreciating lease. Maybe it's time to cash out. The remaining two clusters, namely Teck Ghee Park View, which I have shared earlier, and another MOP cluster known as Kebun Baru Court, which is located along Ang Mo Kio Street 31. This is a 6-year-old MOP HDB flat located next to the A Residence condo developed by EOL. If you look at their selling price, a typical 113 square meter 5-room flat will cost 1.1 million today. This means in terms of PSF, is currently trending at 904 PSF. So far, this is the highest among all the rest of the flat. Can we say they are the most expensive HDB flat type in terms of PSF? At this junction, Southview here will say they are not worth buying. I'd rather park my funds in a jumbo flat that costs less. Is that really so? Next, let me use a linear depreciation to factor in the various leases. It is a straight line depreciation, dividing the selling price by the number of remaining years. At a glance, we can see that those in red have the highest depreciation per year. This is like a car. Will you buy a car that has a high or low depreciation? Or will you reconsider your option to buy MOP flats instead, since they come with a longer lease? I know this way of analyzing is not 100% accurate, but this is only to give you an idea of absolute prices. One must go beyond the intrusive value to see the value behind it. Here, after watching this part, if you have a budget of $1 million, which type of flat will you go after? If you are a buyer, please share your comments here with me. This brings me back to my last question. A typical condo such as the 22 years old Grandeur 8 will easily cost 1.8 million or 1442 PSF. Does buying a 6-year-old MOP flat at 900 per square feet seems a bargain? This is a 60% discount. What about newer condos such as A Residence? Based on recent transactions, a typical 120 square meter is already going for 2.7 million or 2079 PSF. This means the MOP flat are cheaper by 130%. Here, don't get me wrong, both private condo and HDB flats are indeed different, but they also share some similarity. They are ultimately a home regardless of your financial status. Buyers that are priced out of the private game will go for the cheaper alternative. This is a reality. Since private prices are at an all-time high based on URA PPI, does it mean more will flock to buy HDB MOP flats and continue to push up its prices? What does all this mean? Well, we have already concluded that newer HDB flats make more economic sense with a longer runway. It's a natural progression that flats that are already trending close to 900,000 will be moving up to the $1 million mark in a matter of time. So, please don't go kalang pudding or kaki bukit on this issue again and again. What really concerns me is why nobody talk about the high price in buying a new launch condo today. A typical 1-bedroom will sell you back by 1.2 million. A 2-bedroom already touched 1.4 million. 3-bedroom easily costs 2 million for the 1,000 square feet apartment. This means most HDB upgraders are priced out. Unless they own a $1 million HDB resale flat, then this is another story. For those who see opportunity, go for it if you find value in a HDB flat. After all, HDB flats are for you to stay and not for speculation. So, don't expect too much from it in return. But I'm very sure it offers you a comfortable and affordable home for you and your family. Lastly, for those who have plans to cash out from your $1 million HDB flats, please kindly contact me. I'll be keen to assist you to set another benchmark prices, but surely not 2 million at this junction.